McGuire.
This does cement Donald Trump as the most geopolitically significant leader in American history for the good of global peace.
The poll indicates that the bump in the president's approval rating came mainly from Democrats now viewing him in a more positive light. At least some of them are. U.S. military strikes on a cartel boat now, leaving survivors for the first time ever. Secretary of State Marco Rubio holding some of the details close to the vest on Friday as he addressed reporters.
Yeah, it's well known there's an ongoing narco-terrorist operation the United States has been conducting. As far as details of any recent strikes, we're not prepared here to announce all those details, but you'll get that information here very shortly.
And the Trump administration has, in recent weeks, launched a number of strikes on those boats allegedly connected to Venezuelan drug cartels, trying to ferry those drugs to the United States. Until this week, there had been no survivors in any of those attacks. More from townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of The Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Ford has announced a safety recall for nearly 300,000 vehicles.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the rear-view camera system may not display images properly in certain lighting conditions. That could increase the risk of a crash. The recall includes certain 2020 through 2022 F-250 SD, F-350 SD, and F-450 SD vehicles. Ford says it has received 10 reports regarding this condition, but is not aware of any accidents or injuries. I'm Mike Hempen.
Some good news on the health front. Americans have been cutting the fat, according to a new report. The CDC says a number of states with rates of obesity of 35% or higher dropped for the first time in more than 10 years. 19 states had obesity rates of 35% or more in 2024, down from 23 who did the year previous. Breaking news at townhall.com. The preseason poll for NCAA men's basketball has a Big Ten contender right at the very top of it. Correspondent Gethin Coolbaugh has more.
Purdue is number one in the preseason Associated Press men's college basketball poll for the first time. The Boilermakers earned 35 of 61 first-place votes to top the AP Top 25 poll to begin the 2025-26 season. That put Matt Painter's squad ahead of the two teams that played in last year's NCAA title game.
We've had good teams, but we also got an elite environment. So I think that not everybody has that.
Runner-up Houston was number 2, while reigning champion Florida was number 3. UConn was 4th, followed by St. John's. Duke, Michigan, BYU, Kentucky, and Texas Tech rounded out the top 10. The SEC, Big Ten, and Big 12 each had 6 ranked teams. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
You'll find more of these stories at townhall.com.
Kick off your weekend with a little flair. It's Dino's Night Out, every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino brings you the best of the Fox Valley's entertainment scene. Live music, local artists, street festivals, great eats, and the personalities behind them. If it's happening, Dino's talking about it. And bringing the spotlight is none other than the legendary Arcada Theater, located at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Catch dinner, drinks, and a show, all under one historic roof. So whether you're making plans or just love to know what's hot, make it a date with Dino's Night Out, Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM, or stream it live at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, powered by the Arcada Theater, where Fox Valley comes to play.
And welcome in, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we are, live in studio. WRMN 1410, it's on the rise, but infiltrating the invasion.
The invasion of blow the whistle.
The invasion of blow the whistle here. Nick Johnson right here. To my left, I got Andrew Pepe Valentin, and of course, right down below, we got Frankie Oliveri. Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
Yes, we're ready to rock and roll, boys. Boys, how are we feeling this morning?
I'm struggling a little bit here, but
I know. I know you were out and about last night.
I was. But I'm here to talk sports, so I'm all revved up, ready to go. I took some Pedialyte. I'm ready.
There we go. That's the good stuff. But exactly right. You were outside, we're watching the games, everything. There was tons of craziness last night, tons of craziness last week. We got to update everything from even back a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago now, the Cubs being eliminated. We got James Franklin to cover as well. We got to talk Bears. We got to talk Bulls. Of course, we get a little bit of fun at the end. I got a little spin the wheel of a couple of hot topics that I got.
All right,
a couple of kooky questions that I'll get in.
Okay, kooky questions. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Kooky.
But let's go ahead and dive on in, guys and gals. Exactly right. Like I said, this is on the rise, infiltrated by Blow the Whistle. Make sure we're checking out all our socials everywhere, whether that is on the Rise's socials or our personal socials on the Blow the Whistle side of things. Again, shout out to the boys, Mike Napolitano taking a break, Dalton Cooper taking a break this week. Like I said, it's going to be enjoyable. Yeah, rock and roll.
I'm ready.
But if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's talk a little Bears, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Bears coming off of a big win, as you were saying all week, Frankie, a win or a game that we all decided essentially at the beginning of the season was going to be a loss against those Commanders. Of course, we're talking Monday night. A little recap here. Don't need to linger on it too much because we got this game to talk about. We got a Saints game to preview, as well as everything else in between. So the Bears take down the Commanders on a game winner from Jake Moody, he's had his little bit of fluxing back and forth, obviously getting cut or getting waived by the 49ers and saying, hey, I'm going to go on down to Chicago. Goes ahead, kicks it in the rain, too, on top of everything. Bears go ahead and get the dub 25-24. What were our biggest takeaways? Let's start with you, Frankie. Biggest takeaways from that Monday night game?
For me, it's got to be DeAndre Swift developing. And that O-line just opening up holes for him. He was hitting them he was not doing too much. He had one move and gone for 10 yards. That was the difference. Darnell Wright being back was huge. Theo Bennett, you saw a difference on the left side. Then Braxton Jones was a huge mix-up. The illegal formation happened, of course. That's going to be, a little debatable. But it sucks. It sucks that it took away Rome's touchdown. But overall, this was a great game. It's a big win by the Bears. And you saw Kyle Monangai develop the defense. Three weeks, 11 takeaways. I mean, just stopping the run. Krosky Mary had a monster week the week before, only held him to 61.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Just overall,
and he fumbled.
So overall, the defense looked good. Jaquan Brisker picking off Jane Daniels in an awful throw to Debo. So, I mean, just a big win overall. Now on to the Saints this week, but this is a huge win. And if they do anything later on, they're going to look back at this.
Before that, obviously, we went ahead. We were at Newman's Corner Pub, and Andrew, we were sitting there. Not bad-mouthing him.
No.
However,
no disrespect.
We were, very, very highly skeptical of what DeAndre Swift could do, or what defensive coordinators are maybe worried about. What were your takeaways from that, and just maybe DeAndre Swift?
Well, I apologize to DeAndre Swift. Obviously, you were listening, and you took offense to what we said.
And I took that personally.
Yeah, and I took it personally.
Keep going. Keep firing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Keep talking crap.
You're only going to get 20 yards this week.
Exactly.
It's interesting to watch him through the first 4 weeks and then watch him in this game, because the first 4 weeks we're watching DeAndre Swift and we're seeing a guy who, that's a lot of hesitation moves in the backfield, right? He's trying to figure out maybe where else he wants to go when there's clearly a wide open hole, and the frustration was building amongst all fans. I mean, even non-football fans were going like, look, we at one point were talking about him being a top 10 running back, and all of a sudden now we got to look at him and go, is he just done? Like, he's still in his prime, but is he done? And then all of a sudden this game happens, and you're seeing the one cut, take it through the hole, pound through. You're taking the extra hits, which is obviously you don't want to do that, but it's a part of the game. It's part of moving the ball. It's part of helping the offense. And you can see 5 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards, and then you get a breakaway for a big gain. it's the kind of stuff that we've been waiting for since last year. And now we finally are seeing, hopefully, the right steps in the right direction. And obviously, you have Manungai, who, again, looks like he's going to be potentially that next guy that can play the 1B to his 1A, because he can just do so many different things, and he's so hard to bring down.
Oh, yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I hope keep playing angry or whatever the case is, because clearly,
run as angry as possible.
Exactly, because it is whatever Eric Bieniemy and that coaching staff are doing, it's working, and the offensive line is a big part of that too, especially with Braxton Jones out.
Yes, thank you.
with Theo in there at left tackle, like you said, Frankie, it's a completely different energy. Like all the whole thing from top to bottom feels different, and I hate to say it's because of one guy, but he has really been kind of the giant question mark in this offensive line the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And definitely, I'm going to shift gears quickly because obviously we'll bounce back to the Bears very, very quickly. But any takeaways for the Commanders as they are not struggling necessarily, but not where we thought, not where a lot of other people thought maybe the Commanders would be, as they had a very impressive season last year, a lot of one-score wins last year. I was saying maybe water finds its balance, and you're going to probably lose a couple more games this year. Not exactly a regression for Jaden Daniels and everybody else, but they've been injured, walking Band-Aid. It seems like Debo re-aggravated his heel from last week, so he's questionable going into this week. I believe is Terry McLaurin
Terry's out.
Terry's
still out.
Still out. They had to take Traylon Burks and put him on the practice squad as an emergency wide receiver.
Oh my goodness,
that's how bad it is.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Obviously, Traylon Burks, the first round pick from the Titans about maybe like 5 years ago.
That's right, he did go in the first round. You forget because he doesn't play.
I mean, I think he has maybe a combined, I could be wrong, maybe he has like 15 total receptions in his entire career. Again, it's a tough break,
man.
Tough break for the kid. But on top of that, Austin Eckler went out earlier this year, torn ACL. So it's just they've been dealing with some injuries left and right. Is this, going into this week, you're getting Dallas on the road, possibly facing CeeDee Lamb. What's anything on the Commanders quickly?
I wouldn't worry about it much because they are all banged up. This was Jaden Daniels' second week back too, and he has a leg brace on, so he's probably hurting himself. Terry is out.
Yeah, on top of that, you're right. He was out. He was out 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. And Noah Brown was out. His 3. The guy who caught the Hail Mary last year.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You have no one to throw it to. Debo's your one, but he hasn't been that guy. He hasn't been that guy since the Niners. Like he wasn't really. Yeah. He hasn't been really that guy to throw it to. So I mean, Jackson, Krosky Merritt, you got a guy in the backfield that can develop into a young star. Just because he fumbled, it was tough weathers. I mean, you can't really do much.
That was a tough handoff too. That was the other thing. But I'm looking at his numbers now: 211 passing, 52 yards rushing, coming off of an injury for your second game. You threw 3 touchdowns, and they were clean touchdowns too. I mean, the other thing is like
the only blemish was that interception. That was just ball hawk.
That's it. Yeah, that's just the defense playing the ball perfectly. Yeah. I mean, outside the thing is though is that even with McLaurin and Samuel gone, you could see right. McCaffrey gets a touchdown. Thank you, by the way, McCaffrey. Appreciate it. He got me some money. Some money helped me there for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Luke had a great play on there. Chris Moore stepped up. Zach Ertz, obviously, still doing it at his age. Like this team always seems to find like next man up. So I wouldn't worry about the injuries for Washington. They're still, I think, a favorite team. They still have a chance to win the division right now with the way the Eagles have looked. Yeah. And like you said, though, going against the Cowboys on the road, this is Dallas is like top 5 in offense, I think right now, top 10.
I think they're the best offense. They were the best offense in the league. They had the worst defense in the league.
That's the other problem.
That's the other problem that Dallas has. But that's the thing. He just beat the Chargers the first week back, too. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't worry about it much. But, yeah, there's definitely just injury problems. Every team has that. The Bears have it. I mean, everybody has that.
Exactly.
Especially this year.
Yeah.
Everybody's
hurt.
Everybody's hurt. Yeah.
Switching back to the Bears. Something that you kind of brought up when you were mentioning, just the turnovers, the turnover battle. The Bears are, I believe, plus 11 in turnovers.
Yeah.
Plus 10 or plus 11. Is that sustainable? Is that a sustainable thing for the Bears? Because obviously, Caleb getting better and progressing as it comes along, but it's definitely you gotta tip your cap to the defense who's provided at least 2 or 3 turnovers in these last couple of games. I'll flip over to you, Frankie.
I would say maybe not sustainable, but hopefully just able. they have to be great at one thing at least while they're playing in a game, like stopping the run one game or stopping the pass the next. Like that's the thing. It's just being great at a spot. Like I just don't want them giving up 30 a game. Of course, it might not be sustainable. 3 turnovers a game, that's not happening because first of all, the 2 of those turnovers are just Jaden Daniels boneheaded. It was a rain right there, so it wasn't really anything the Bears could have done, but. Still just not sustainable, but hopefully this Bears defense just continues to stop the run. That was their focal point. They've been struggling at all year so far. So just doing the little things is more important than takeaways, I think, in my opinion. It's not sustainable. I don't think it's sustainable, too.
I think it's possible, but the way that this defense has looked, I mean, even in that game, right, there were obviously, again, the turnovers are the positive, but overall this defense, there's still something like missing. Maybe it's personnel, or maybe it's just a voice somewhere stepping up and being like, we got to get going. Like they're missing easy tackles. They're missing big opportunities to stop the defense on third down. It's simple little, it's always like they say, it's the little things that are hurting them more than anything. And I'm kind of with you, Frankie. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily sustainable right now until you get guys like Montez Sweat stepping up, finding out who that other edge rusher is on the opposite end as the other defensive end across from him. Like, who is that guy? Who are the defensive tackles that are going to be manning the middle? I know Newell Sewell wasn't here for the game, but I still think he's a guy that needs to be an everyday starter he's just on every play.
Now he's out with a concussion.
Exactly. And not having Jalen Johnson is hurting them too. Like you're missing guys from injury. You're missing guys that I think actually fit more of the defense. But as far as right now, I have to agree with Frankie. I don't think it's sustainable until you can start making the changes and adjustments that are necessary. And that's on Dennis Allen. That's all him, and he's got to figure that out.
They got to be able to pressure the QB more, especially too. Because that line is absolutely. You're paying the 11th highest paid D end, Montez Sweat, and hasn't done anything really, except forcing that fumble against Ja'Cory Krosky. Yeah, exactly. And Dio Yingbo, you just signed him. Where has he been? And I think Grady Jarrett's banged up. Grady Jarrett's banged up, so you're going to rely on Javon Dexter Jr. I mean, that's the thing. So these guys got to step up on the line and make tackles. Just stop whiffing on tackles. Billings had a wide open sack, missed too. So, yeah, that line has to pressure more.
Last thing on the Commanders, Bears, before we get a full deep dive in onto this upcoming preview with the Saints. Just another chapter in maybe like chapter 2, chapter 3, maybe just the epilogue in this number 1 versus number 2 overall battle between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Now tied 1-1.
Yeah.
Is this a good rivalry for the foreseeable future? Do you feel like this is too manufactured just simply because they're 1 and 2? And there's not really like a hate, I guess, there's a little bit of a disdain between, I guess, Caleb Williams and Spencer Rattler.
Sure,
right. But I'll flip it over to you, Andrew. Do you like this rivalry, or just this? Like I said, manufactured or not? Do you like how this is shaping up?
I think it's good. Yeah, no, it's manufactured, maybe healthy, even. Though. Yeah, it's a healthy rivalry because it's two I think two talented quarterbacks that are very good, that I think both can be great and maybe even be on the elite level as we've seen from Jaden. And I think we're starting to see more from Caleb. It's baby steps, but I think he's getting there. And look, the Bears and the Commanders, then obviously a different team, but Washington itself, they've had a good history together. I think it was Washington or Chicago. I can't remember which one. Way back in the early days of the NFL, poured like 73 points on one or the other. I don't remember which one did the 73-point scoring, but it was like that history from there has always kind of carried on. So it's like a loose rivalry. It's not Packers and Bears where it's like a divine hatred for one another from years to come. Yeah. But I think that this kind of reignites like a little like, oh, we had number 1, you had number 2, and now it's the battle of who's the better quarterback and who's going to have the better legacy and who's got a potential to maybe go win a championship with their guy. And I think it's perfect for what the game is looking for. They want young stars at the quarterback position that are both incredible athletes that can launch the ball like crazy. So it provides for like these kind of great moments where you're getting a 1-point game that comes down to a field goal or a high scoring shootout that might be coming in years to come, right? Yeah. Or the Hail Mary even itself. I know it's painful to say, but it's those magical moments that you're like, man, we're going to remember this. This is going to be a highlight that we kind of keep in there forever. And that then puts it to say like, I got to watch Commanders Bears. You wouldn't dare say that 5 years ago. No. You would never say that. And now all of a sudden you're going, I got to watch Commanders Bears. It's going to be a show.
Oh,
I think for me too, like you just adding wood on the fire too. Like that Fail Mary just added so much. Jaden Daniels make it to the NFC Championship game, and right away they start saying, should have been Jaden, should have been Jaden, should have been Jaden. Just add wood to that fire and and the number 1 overall, number 2 overall pick is just on top of it. So yeah, it's gonna be a great matchup for years ago. Hopefully it's like a Peyton Manning, Brady-esque later on. I'm not saying I'm throwing Hall of Famers out there.
I know everyone's going to jump the gun, but we'll take it a step back. We do Breeze versus Phillip Rivers.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Right now,
Matt Ryan versus Ben Roethlisberger.
Sure, yeah. There you go.
I like that better. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco and Big Ben kind of thing back in their heydays. Yeah, it's that kind of heyday stuff. Until those guys really prove themselves to be the superstars that I truly believe they can be.
Yeah.
And which is crazy is because the guy that went after both of them, Drake May, is like right there, and possibly a lot of people are going, did they both make a mistake? It's like, I think everybody who was picking 1, 2, and 3 was not picking a bad quarterback.
I think it's Mike Vrabel over there in New England. That's the difference over there. Just rejuvenating the kid. I think it's going to be one of the best quarterback classes in a long time. This quarterback class that just came out with Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix even.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even throw in Bo Nix. He's kind of struggling this year, but still, they're going to have a great quarterback class.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
let's take a quick look into this upcoming week. Bears hosting the Saints. Bears currently 4.5-point favorites. The total is 46.5. I'm going to be honest. If I'm a gambling man, 1-800-GAMBLER, if you to make sure you're betting responsibly as always. I like that 4.5 for the Saints. It's not like the Bears can still win. Obviously, can still win by 3, 2, 1. Obviously,
right.
But it's not like the Bears are coming out and blowing teams out of the water. They're looking good. They're maintaining leads. They're kind of holding them where they should be. But again, the Saints aren't awful. They're a professional team for a reason.
Yes.
Chris Olave is doing pretty solid this year. He's up there in targets just about every single week. He might be leading the league or in that category, at least top 5. So it's the guys like that. Alvin Kamara a little banged up, but Kendra Miller can still come in and do some work as well. So again, this is definitely don't overlook this team. Don't overlook the Saints. This is definitely one of those situations for sure. In my mind, again, it's just gonna be one of the kind of like what you said. Focus on one thing, and if that is all right, we have to limit the rush. We have to make this a big pass rush game. We have to rattle Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
we need to mess with him mentally. We gotta do everything. Gotta make sure he's seeing ghosts out there like Sam Darnold. So, in my mind, again, with a banged up Alvin Kamara, maybe the run game isn't the focal point on defense for it. Maybe it is truly just hammering down and making sure that these guys like Rashid Shaheed doesn't beat us over the top. A guy like Chris Olave just doesn't go 10 receptions for 110 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
I think that's going to be maybe the goal this week for the Bears on the defensive side. What are maybe your goals for the Bears going to this New Orleans Saints game? I'll go with you, Andrew.
I think for the Bears on their side of things, it's really just it's really going to come down to, I think, neutralizing the edge rushers, right? And in terms of Granderson and Jordan, obviously, those guys are obviously prolific in terms of their dynamic duo ability to kind of get to a quarterback, right? So it's going to, again, it's offensive line doing what we've seen so far, being able to keep your quarterback upright, giving him a chance too, right? I mean, this Saints team, defensively, they're mediocre at best, but still, like you said, it's a professional team. Yeah,
any given Sunday.
It's a professional team. Obviously, Dennis Allen has a little bit of heat towards this team because of failed opportunities, and I'm sure he wants to try and get one over too. So, I mean, in terms of the defense, they're going to have to be locked down because Rattler, I mean, I've been disrespectful to him too, and obviously he's kind of being like, "I'll show you." Everyone's trying to show me. I don't know why, but he has played well. For what the Saints need, he has done well. It's just the Saints, unfortunately, are not a good team. It just comes down to that. I think Kellen Moore has got a nice offensive setup. He does, yeah. I think it's just going to come down to, I think, neutralizing the edge rushers and taking away, like you said, like an Olave, taking away that pass game. Because if Kamara can't go, I mean, I like Miller's a good running back. and he can get the job done.
Serviceable.
Yes, but he's not that dynamic running back that's like, oh, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again.
No,
but it's just right now, I can't fully say like he's going to be the terror threat to the Bears defense. So I would say get to Rattler, make him feel pressure. The defense for the Bears, it's just take away Olave, take away those targets, makes Rattler focus on the middle and pressure him to roll out to his left or right. Because he's doing, as much as Caleb does it, Rattler does it too. And that's your easy sack opportunities to then take control of the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, for me, it's just stopping Olave, stopping Rashid Shaheed on the over in the safety spots. The safeties got to go get him on the overhead. And especially Juwan Johnson, too, the tight end. He's actually getting a lot of receptions, too. So that's
consistent.
Another guy. And pressuring Spencer Rattler because he's going to have a chip on his shoulder because Oklahoma, the whole Oklahoma thing. Caleb Williams replacing him in 2023 or whatever it was, 23, yeah. So he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. So pressuring Spencer Rattler, forcing him to throw the ball, and I think they could win this game for sure because these guys are 1-5. These guys kept up, like you said, though, don't take them lightly. They kept up with New England. They kept up with Buffalo. So these guys, I wouldn't take any team lightly right now because football is just nuts. Yeah. Everything's going off. So you never know. Upsets galore right now.
I don't understand it anymore.
I don't understand it either. So neutralize the pass game, pressure Spencer Rattler, and the defensive side of the ball, stopping Alvin Kamara for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Quickly, just because I'm definitely, we can maybe bounce back towards the end of the episode today, but are there any other Week 7 matchups that are really sticking out to you right now? I mean,
Tampa, Detroit probably has got to be.
I think that's
like the biggest game for sure.
Yeah, hands down.
Washington, Dallas is going to be an interesting one because it's a rivalry and
divisional.
It's Washington going into Dallas, and can the Cowboys finally I think this is going to be a telltale sign as to whether or not this team is going to make a move at the trade deadline to try and make a push for the playoffs or not. Jerry keeps talking about it, but Jerry talks a lot. He talks a lot of smack.
Jerry,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, other than that,
I think Colts Chargers, because I think this is going to be a big game for the Colts, as we were saying on Blow the Whistle.
This is a prove-it game if there ever was one.
I think for sure
me, because I've been saying for sure the Colts have kind of been getting the lollipop schedule.
Yeah,
the one team that is above 500 that they faced, they lost against the Rams.
Right.
Exactly. But it's just, that's definitely exactly what I just said. A prove-it game for sure. Only the Chargers are 2.5-point favorites, so basically a pick 'em. They're getting the 3-point favorite at home. Definitely looking at like you mentioned, the Detroit and the Tampa Bay game. Detroit 5.5-point favorites at home. I like that for the Bucks. I like that Baltic plus 5.5 for sure. Two very physical teams. So keep in mind right there, that's going to be hard hitting and very just fun to watch.
If Baker wins this game, though, I mean, this guy's got to be front runner for MVP right now so far. He's going to do this without a Mekhi Buka and Chris Godwin out, with Buck Irvin out in the backfield, too.
Yeah.
So
and that's kind of where I also had another question for you guys. With a third of the season complete, what is the most interesting storyline? Does it have to? Is it Baker Mayfield? Is it just Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield in general?
I think that's like the fun one, and that's like the biggest one for sure that's showing up. I think for me, it is the Colts.
Okay.
It is just the fact that, considering everything the Colts have went through, right? Unfortunately, Jim Irsay passes away. His daughter, right? His daughter takes over, and it just seems like the switch flips. And Daniel Jones
on the sideline.
She's in practice taking
listening
notes
on the headset.
And everyone was so bent out of shape. And Daniel Jones has played well. The defense has stepped up all of a sudden again. I'm very intrigued. Like you said, this is, though, the kind of thing like, are you those Titans from the Vrabel days, or is this, in fact, a legitimate contender in the AFC and in the NFL as a whole?
Exactly right, folks. Well, we're going to get to that. Obviously, Bears and Saints coming up tomorrow. Bears hosting. It's like I said, it's a nice Fox game, noon.
Back at home.
A lot of things are on the up and up for the Bears right there. Absolutely. But when we return right here, we're going to get in Andrew's world. We're going to talk a ton of college. We have a ton of games kicking off in about 30 minutes right here. So keep it locked in right here. On the Rise, getting infiltrated by Blow the Whistle right here on WRMN 1410.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
And welcome in, folks. Back again. WRMN 1410 on the rise. But the invasion of the Blow the Whistle crew right here.
We are here.
Nick Johnston, Andrew Valentin, Frankie Oliveri. Welcome in, guys. As always, you can always call in 847-931-1410 if you'd like to give in your thoughts, questions, concerns about anything we'd be talking about. Or you can be also text the 505-926-1410 number as well. Or just chat it up here on the YouTube side of things, folks. That's youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. Talking anything and everything, folks. A little bit of house cleaning as well, as it is one of our head guys here. It's Dino's birthday. So happy birthday, Dean.
There you go.
There we go.
Local paisan.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Heck yeah. So happy birthday, my man. Always popping in with the dog every now and again, so it's always good.
Nice.
To check out Dean's night out, Dino's work night out. So always fun and listening as well. Another birthday today too. It's the coach, Mike Ditka.
Yeah, that's right.
Coach.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I got maybe something on him later. We'll see. Like I said, we're gonna spin the wheel. Hopefully, the wheel lands on him.
I think
We'll go ahead and
Happy
get into
birthday
that.
to you, Coach.
Coach.
But from one
85.
coach to another, I suppose, from one beloved to now one that's a little despised. We got to talk about James Franklin of Penn State University getting the cut right there. $50 million buyout after, of course, we saw the 3 horrendous losses.
Yeah.
Just absolutely awful. Absolutely. I want to quickly just play this for you. This is Pat Kraft. He is the athletic director of Penn State, obviously. This was just his takeaway. This was his, a press conference after the news had broke.
You know, you take data, right? This is not a 3-game thing. This is really diving into where we were as a program. What is the trajectory of this program? And you all know, and I'm not shy to admit it, I'm here to win national championship. And I believe our fans deserve that. And I wake up every day trying to achieve that goal. So, long-winded answer, Rich. It was kind of on a Sunday. Hey, this is probably the time.
So again, from right there, this wasn't just from the last 3 games. So Andrew, I'm going to throw it over to you really quick. Takeaways from this Penn State firing James Franklin. What was the biggest thing right there?
First off, I just wanted to say, do you guys think?
Stop! You brought that
again.
3 straight.
Does this look good on me by any chance?
Yeah. Purple does look good on you, my man. I'll tell you that.
I think it does. I think it does.
It's amazing.
For those listening at home or on the radio, of course, rocking the Northwestern, the Adidas Northwestern.
Yes.
May I add that on to it?
Where'd you get it?
I spent it, dude.
He had it in his pocket.
Oh, yeah,
I had it in my backpack this whole time.
That's great. That's great.
It has been the joke running all week, folks.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I just had to.
Again, credit Penn State on that talk right there from the AD, Pat Kraft. But yeah, Adidas apparently was also a big buyout right there. Oh, what'd you have on that?
No, I think the athletic director kind of hit it on the nose. Like, we've watched James Franklin since day one when he got hired. I mean, me and David, I remember when we talked about when he got hired and the idea of like him coming in and what he could do for Penn State. And he did fantastic things, right? Stepped in when there was still the stench of the Jerry Sandusky stuff coming off of Bill O'Brien, which was kind of like a quick, like, oh, we're going to try and see if we can fix things. And then he left. So he came in, right the ship, gave them a name, gave them back their prestige, and then had them last year on the brink of a championship game. And I think that became the kind of like, okay, this is, I don't want to say it was strike one necessarily, but I think that was like, you didn't make the championship game. That's the goal here. When you then lose back-to-back games against teams that you should have wiped the floor with, strike 2, strike 3, you're done.
I mean, respectfully,
yes.
UCLA should have been a goose egg right there.
100%.
Should have scored no points.
You're going off against the offensive coordinator who just took the job 4 days prior to that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's horrendous. And you say 0-4, Nico Imaialava, that's his name. Imaialava. I think
we'll get there.
Yeah. My accent, I don't know what that doesn't help me.
Close enough.
My rule is you have until you get to the league. That's when I'll find out.
Yeah, but that's horrible loss. Then Northwestern to lose by that field goal, right?
That's the thing is that you watch this team, the offense, it's just there's so much inconsistency from the quarterback accuracy issues. Obviously now Aller's out, so now you're going to see Gronkmeyer, who I think is a little bit more of a better fit, but still it's the accuracy issues. It's the receivers that are supposed to be improved, yet they can't break away from DBs that should be simple to be able to beat if these are top guys. And then the defense, they look good, and Jim Knowles I think is a very top-rated defensive coordinator, but there's still so much inconsistency. And yeah, not having your middle linebacker Rojas, who can kind of just like roam and be everywhere, kind of hurts this team too. So it's a collection of things, but at some point you look at the ship, it's the thing, you look at the ship, you say the ship's in disarray. Why can't we sail in the right direction? Why can't we get this thing going? At some point you got to point the finger at the captain and go, you're supposed to be in charge. And it's tough to let him go now because now you see all the recruits decommit. That's the only thing that hurts. Had you waited to the end of the season, you might have been able to keep some of those kids. But I understand where you go, we can't wait anymore. We can't wait for the season to completely fall apart.
Yeah.
Because if it does, then those kids are definitely leaving, and it might get even worse then too.
I'm sorry, the last name of that new quarterback, Gronkmeyer.
Gronkmeyer, yes.
Gotcha. I don't know if it's a bad omen necessarily, but he took a wallop of a hit at that Northwestern for that 4th and 5. And really put an exclamation point on that game. I was like, when I watched back the highlights, I could still hear that hit ringing. That was a big one. Frankie, anything on James Franklin getting the can from OPSU?
I mean, not really much. Like you said, it's well expected. You lose two straight games to one. You should mop the floor with. Northwestern is awful, and you lose to 0-4 UCLA, which Nico has not found his groove yet. And a coordinator that just took the job 4 days prior to that, he's got something brewing over there in the Bruins.
Yeah,
something brewing.
It's shocking to see how far they've come around after just firing their head coach.
I mean, when you go 0-8 against AP top 10 teams, it's James Franklin. I mean, what are you gonna do? You just not. And you heard him, the athletic director, say he wants to win games. He wants to win the national title. So that's just not going to happen when you lose to Northwestern UCLA.
and I have here just simply, is there anything to salvage from the season? I mean, obviously Terry Smith is at the interim.
Yeah, Terry Smith is the interim
coming
coach.
in as the interim head coach. Is there anything that he can do? Is there anything to salvage from the season?
I think it's just right now a matter of kind of take what you have collectively, say, all right, guys, look, whatever we have here, let's rally, do our best. They can win the rest of these games outside of like Ohio State. I think that's the only one. I'm watching that team now, and after what happened yesterday, they are by far, I would say, top to bottom, the best team. So I think it's now just like, can we go 8-4? Can we just keep a winning record alive to get to a bowl game and help some of these guys maybe get to a chance to get drafted? Just get through the season, essentially, which is sad to say when you're talking about a team that at the beginning of the year, I was calling them one of the best rosters in college football. Should be a lock for the college football playoffs. Should be a championship caliber team. And now we're looking at them going, are they even going to have a chance of making a bowl game?
Yeah.
And that's the saddest. And that's the saddest thing to be saying now. Is can they even limp to the finish line to be able to say we can make it to the whatever it is, Pachyderm Bowl or whatever.
Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Some Tostinos Bowl or something.
The Cruncher Bowl or whatever.
Bowl,
Oh, yeah. And then, obviously, with one door, I guess, closing, another opportunity or extension opens up, and that is the 8-year extension for Curt Cignetti to stay in Indiana University.
I love it.
Obviously, just quickly, did James Franklin influence this a little bit much, or what was that?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, look, when it's the matter of James Franklin is fired, and one of the first names that immediately gets noted is Curt Cignetti, right? And I think the moment his name becomes a hot, like it's like when you hear like somebody mention it on like one of these financial shows, right? They mention a stock, and all of a sudden that stock shoots through the roof.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, and that's where Indiana was like, well, we're not letting this walk away. They're like, we're Indiana University. We're known for basketball. We can't let this walk away. We have a football team that is ranked top 5 in the nation for the first time. So it was absolutely like a response to, nope, you're not going anywhere. You want the money? We'll give you the money. How much do you want? We'll give you whatever you want. Don't leave us. We're Indiana. We've been losing to Purdue. We can't have this happen. It's true. They have. And I love it, though. I love the fact that this is a man who's like, I'm committed here. I'm staying here. He's at least for right now, but he's got them trending in the right direction, which is unbelievable to watch.
And expectations can go through the roof, where some are speculating that with this, it can be similar to the hiring, or this could be the hire that now makes Indiana that head coaching job the next best spot. Just like, as Penn State job coming up. Some people are probably ranking that pretty high as like, okay, that's probably going to be one of the top spots, if not the top spot for it to be a college head coach next year. Obviously, a couple other schools will be opening up soon, but does that put them just at the same priority? Like if Alabama opened up, if Oregon opened up, if Ohio State head coaching job opened up, is Indiana the next that next head coaching job that could be like, oh, let's make that the top priority?
I mean, right now with this kind of signing of your head coach, I think that does now put Indiana in a position where you go, I mean, if you bring in the right guy, you obviously can have success. Now, I think Cignetti is a completely different type of built coach. Like this is a man who I think has a lot of Nick Saban in him. in many ways, and it's clearly translating well. It's just Nick Saban found a way to be able to get those top recruits. Kurt Cignetti's taken guys that would have been at Wallabash local high school 76 out there in Indianapolis, and all of a sudden he's taking those kids that are the 1s and 2s and 3-star recruits, bringing in transfer guys, and just creating a monster program with a quarterback now that I guess we have to say he's possibly a top 5 pick now. Maybe he is the number 1 pick. I didn't see it in him at Cal, but all of a sudden he goes to Indiana and he's like, I figured it out. Like, and I got to attribute that to Cignetti and his coaching and his staff. Like, they've clearly unlocked something with these kids, and that's going to start sending guys to go, I might want to go to Bloomington.
Okay.
Never thought I'd ever hear that, but that might. I talk with my recruits now too. I do on my own, and I talk with them, and some of them go, "What do you think about Indiana?" And I go, "Wait, where's this coming from?" And they're like, "But they're winning," and I'm like, "I know," but I'm like, "I've never heard. You're supposed to say Notre Dame, and you're supposed to say USC and Alabama. You're not supposed to say Indiana. No, that doesn't. That's not supposed to happen." I'm like, "You don't play basketball."
Yeah. And that's actually another good point too, where some are kind of saying there's a lot. Nothing but positive can come from this, obviously.
Yeah.
All this football money can then be transferred and turned into basketball money turned back into football money.
Absolutely.
Back and forth. And on top of it, it'll go a guy from the Shark Tank, just go good old Mark Cuban. Could also help and influence a couple dollars going which way. So right now it's looking like Indiana University is looking pretty good. So a lot of happy Hoosiers over there in Indiana. Did you got anything
I'd say
on that,
that's
Frankie?
a well-deserved $11 million a year, honestly. What he's been doing with Indiana with the Mendoza brothers, it's unbelievable. Beating Oregon, making Dante Moore look rattled. That defense looked unbelievable against Dante Moore, one of the best college football quarterbacks in the league right now. So, I mean, well-deserved $11 million. As soon as that job opened up, you got to lock him up. There's no way. There's no way you.
That man is the godfather of college football right now. Like, he just walks with a swagger. Yeah, exactly. He walks with a swagger. He puts that suit on. Yeah. He's just he's got an aura about him.
He says he wants to retire there too with his contract. So
if that is the case, then Indiana's I think in for a heck of a ride, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fun.
Well, there we go. We have tons of fun coming up today. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pepper you with a bunch of games there, Andrew. Obviously, Frankie, chime on in whenever you want, whenever you can. We have a ton of games coming up, of course, at this 11 o'clock hour, 11 a.m., as we're going to be, like I said, about 13, 14 minutes here for kickoff for some of these games. So let's get our thoughts on some of the big ones for sure.
Oh boy.
Let's start off with your guys. Number 10 LSU taking on number 17 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt 2.5-point favorites unless that has changed. I'll double check in a little bit. But again, kicking off in about a little bit, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. What do we have for your LSU Tigers going up against Vanderbilt?
I'm so worried.
It's 1.5 now.
Okay, I'm so worried about it because Pavia is a guy. He is a guy. For the college football world, he is a quarterback that can make plays and perform. And I love the kid. He is fantastic. He's Johnny Manziel without the big guy energy. He just has that like me against the world. It's a lot of Baker Mayfield with him, I think too. It's just I'm trying to take on the world thing, and they're playing great. The team as a whole is playing great. So for LSU, it's the inconsistency on the offensive side. I'm still rooting for them to win, and I think they can win. But you're going to have to shut down Pavia. Eli Stowers is an NFL tight end, no matter what people say. That kid is incredible. It's a matter of shutting that connection down, and the defense just the defense has to just hunt all day on those two guys. And the offense, it's consistency. Move the ball down the field. Keep things simple. Run the football with Durham. You've got the offense, I think. It's just keep it simple and don't try to do anything too complex, and you can win this game. But it's Pavia, man. Pavia power is real. I believe in it. It runs Vandy right now as far as that team goes. I'm nervous. I am very nervous.
I'm not going to talk X's and O's only because that's just it's tough for me on the college side of things for sure. But watching him on that Netflix series, still kind of mixed about how I feel. I don't know if he was playing it up for the camera, if he was playing on. I don't know if we saw the authentic Pavia right in front of us. I don't know. Did you have anything with him?
I think that's kind of his. It might have been a little bit more played up because it is the camera. Yeah. But seeing him on the sidelines and seeing the interviews with him, he very much feels like a guy that I think he just is that energy. He is taking the role of being the captain and a leader for that team. And he's just, and there's a seriousness about him too. Like when he's on the field talking with some people that I know from Vandy, it's just, he's a guy who in the locker room, he speaks first. Everyone's sitting there, everyone's listening, everyone rallies with him. They believe in him. And I think that's the important thing. So what we might see on camera might be a little bit more played up, but I think regardless, he is still a guy who's like, I'm here, I'm playing college football. I love it. I'm having fun. We're winning. And that's what counts. And I think that's what you need in college football, especially to be successful, and that's why they're a one-loss team right now, ranked. That's just, again, I never thought I'd say that about Vanderbilt.
In other words,
a lot of firsts here.
He might not take a snap in the NFL, but he's great for a Vanderbilt system. That's what it is. That's basically what it is.
Canada and UFL will love this dude. That is a promotional piece I would 100% play with.
Absolutely.
CFL, maybe,
as we kind of bounce around, I'll prioritize a couple other big names and big games. We have Georgia Tech at number 12. Georgia Tech going into Duke. Duke is 3.5-point favorites.
Oh, man.
You riddle me that one there, Batman.
Riddle me this.
Duke's got a good offense. Menza, coming from Tulane, is in his second year, coming off of his freshman year at Tulane, now at Duke. He's played very well. And like by next year, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in college football. Again, I didn't believe we would be saying that for a Duke guy. But he's also got a rocket scientist.
Not a basketball game.
Yeah, right.
This is football.
Yeah, right.
In about a couple minutes.
Yeah. But he's got a rocket scientist out there or something like that at wide receiver. I think it's Barkay or something like that. He's a transfer guy, too. This guy makes every catch. He's like a Cooper Kupp kind of player. So if anybody needs sure hands, this guy's got it. Like, he goes up there, catches the ball. He's perfect. So I think for Georgia Tech, again, this should be Georgia Tech's game because they control the clock. They have a solid defense. Brent Key, I think, is a great coach for them. But Duke has enough offensive power that I think they can hang in them with them. So them being favored by 3.5, I give the points to Georgia Tech, but I don't put anything past Duke because all it takes is that one touchdown from Menza to be able to kind of open things up for them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Another one right here because we're kind of bouncing around. I see Baylor, TCU 2.5-point favorites at home. I kind of just looking at that one because 66.5 is the total. That just sounds like a very high-scoring back-and-forth game that could truly go either which way.
Absolutely.
2.5 points, that's basically a pick 'em right there still. So very high-scoring affair. Anything on that one?
It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's two great quarterbacks in college in Sawyer Robertson and Josh Hoover, and they're just going to be slinging it. As far as for TCU, they win this game, they've got a chance to stay in the hunt for the Big 12 championship. For Baylor, it's kind of sink or swim at this point. Like, I don't know if Dave Aranda's going to last the season if he can't win this game and find a way to get to a bowl game here. Like, Baylor needs to get to to a championship at this point because they're just hanging around in the middle. They can't keep hanging around in the middle anymore. Robert Griffin III days are over.
Okay.
So
RG3,
yeah, exactly. Those days are over with. But Sawyer Robertson, he's one of the underrated names at quarterback. Big size, good arm, accurate, mobile. He's got all of it. He's just in Baylor. That's the problem. He's just in Baylor. So I like this game. I like TCU, though, for this still. They're a very more complete team, I would say, than Baylor is right now.
Those are a couple games that are kicking off a little bit right before. I'm gonna flip over to some more primetime action.
Yeah.
Of course, we have big noon kickoff happening at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Wow. Big noon kickoff.
They are starting coverage at 10 a.m. Central.
Yeah.
Big
Eastern
night
time.
kickoff, maybe.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
night.
right. So number 23, Utah taking on 15, BYU, Utah. Last time I checked, 3.5-point favorites for Utah.
Yep.
So let's see the Holy Wars right there. What do we got on that game?
I like this a lot. I like this game so much. Bachmeier is a real deal quarterback. As a freshman, he's stepped up big time. I'm sorry for you, Hank, but your brother's better. Bear's a lot better. I like Baylor in this game against Utah. I do. This Utah team has a lot of great components to itself. Fanu at tackle. I can't remember the other guy's name, but they got two great tackles that can go to the NFL for sure. Dampierre's a heck of a quarterback. They've got nice running backs. They've got a solid defense, but that BYU team, there's magic there that, I mean, this feels like that Jim McMahon kind of run where they were like
more magic than the pajamas they wear at night.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. That's a good pull. I like that.
So they wear them underneath their clothes during the day. That's my apologies. But not cultured, not very cultured.
But yeah, like if for people that remember, it was way back in the day, but in the 80s, Jim McMahon led BYU to like an incredible run into a chance to play for a national championship almost back in the day when you were like, I had all those voting things, whatever. But this kid is spectacular. Bachmeier, again, he's wearing 47, so the magic should have been there. We should have known. But I think he can put it on Utah. And I think it's like a double-digit kind of like we've arrived kind of thing. So, sorry, Utah. The Cougars, man, they're riding high and they're going strong.
Anything on these big games there today? Frankie, I got a couple more for sure.
I mean, I think the Georgia one's got to be. Georgia Ole Miss has got to be up
one
there.
Right here.
Yeah.
5 Ole Miss taking on number 9 at Georgia. One of the bigger spreads. Georgia favored by 7.5. The last time I checked. Anything right there for Georgia? Is it just going to be Georgia just take it home?
I have to go with Georgia.
Is Gunnar Stockton a guy, though? That's a thing. That's a
football name. That is a football name.
Absolutely.
Gunnar Stockton.
That man was born to be a quarterback. You don't be called Gunnar and not become a quarterback.
Yeah. Especially down south, too. Yeah, Gunnar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he can be the guy for Georgia. But it doesn't mean that they're going to go to the national championship. Yeah. That defense is what carries them. They've got 11 dudes that start and another 10 guys that are backups that could also start. That's how good they are. So and Lane Kiffin's always good for dropping a few games, and especially against Georgia. This defense, Chambliss is a good quarterback for Trinidad. Chambliss is a very good quarterback for Ole Miss. But this is where I think he gets overwhelmed with the pressure. The DBs are these are NFL caliber DBs, and some of them are sophomores. Like I'm sorry, the 7.5 for me carries. Might even take it further. Like
I think this is gonna be close because they just won by 3 against Washington State last
exactly, yeah.
Ole Miss, and then you got Georgia barely beating Auburn by 10. So I mean, these two teams coming off a weird week.
Yeah, exactly.
A weird week in college football. So I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna be more of a toss up. But Georgia at home, I think.
Did you guys hear what Lane Kiffin had to say about Kirby Smart?
What?
I got I got you guys right here. This is from. This is from their press conference right here.
Off the wall question: you and Kirby, probably some of the more demonstrative coaches on the field. Who do you think burns more calories in a game, you or him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I walked by the TV and saw his press conference today, so it don't look like he's burned too many calories.
He looks so calm while he's saying that.
Little shots fired. Little shots fired there from Coach right there. That was, of course, courtesy of Ole Miss right there.
That's pretty awesome.
Lane Kiffin's always good for it, baby.
How many calories are you burning? It's amazing.
They're both maniacs, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. And then quickly, finally, we got a minute right here. Let me get you quick thoughts on Tennessee, Alabama again, 7.5 point favorite for Alabama.
I think this will end up being a shootout. I think this definitely, if you're going for like any betting or stuff, hit the over for sure. I'm still going to take Alabama on it because Ty Simpson looks like he's going to be a player for years to come, especially going to the NFL. He might be Mac Jones, but right now for college, it's working.
Running up for the Heisman too.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So I think it's Bama, but Tennessee again. They've got magic in Joey Aguilar.
Yeah.
That kid can throw it all day. So it's going to come down to can Tennessee's defense shut down Ty Simpson and especially shut down that run game, too, because if Jam Miller plays, that's a difference maker for them, too.
Well, absolutely. Great job there, Andrew. Thank you for letting me just kind of pepper you with a bunch of games and numbers.
You
and
just
stats.
made my Saturday, so are you kidding me?
Oh, that's good. It's absolutely
And plus,
fantastic.
I don't have to sit and watch LSU as they probably get destroyed. Now that we're at the end, I'm saying that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of destroying, that was one heck of a performance last night from Ohtani, single-handedly maybe destroying the city of Milwaukee. What a show. We're going to be talking NLCS, ALCS, everything we need to know coming up for the World Series. Maybe a little, like I said, some Cubs post-mortem, but we'll get there. WRMN 1410 when we come back.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and the annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Democrat leaders today will mobilize in Washington and across the country for a mass rally aimed at describing President Trump as an authoritarian dictator. House Speaker Mike Johnson.
The Democrat leaders are going to join for a big party out on the National Mall. They're going to descend on our Capitol for their much-anticipated so-called No Kings rally. We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally.
A rising number of Americans, meanwhile, say they approve of the way President Trump is doing his job. 47% responding to an AP NORC poll say they approve of how the president handled the conflict between Israel and Hamas. It's an increase from just 37% who approved back in September. And in this poll, it's driven primarily by Democrats viewing the president in a more positive light. That accounts for the increase. Former Trump advisor John Bolton pleaded not guilty to charges of sharing classified information. Former Missouri Senator Jim Talent says, as a former lawmaker himself, he understands the importance of handling classified materials with great care.
When I think of what I had to go through every time I got a classified briefing, and I got a lot of them, and how much I sweated trying to remember when I would do interviews, trying not to, reveal information that I had gotten. When I was talking about subjects, just to stick to open source stuff.
Shohei Ohtani hit 3 home runs and pitched shutout ball into the 7th inning for the Los Angeles Dodgers manager Dave Roberts.
Yeah, that was, probably the greatest postseason performance of all time. And there's been a lot of postseason games, and there's a reason why he's the greatest player on the planet.
Ohtani made history in both of his dual roles for the defending champion Dodgers. They returned out of the World Series with that 5-1 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers that completed a 4-game sweep. More from townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
Financial markets ended the week on a strong note.
The S&P 500 rose 0.5% Friday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 238 points. It's about 0.5%. The Nasdaq Composite also climbed 0.5%. The S&P had its best week since August, but that came only after the index went on a roller coaster ride for much of the week. Stocks went through some jagged swings as worries built about small and mid-sized banks, as well as the souring trade relationship between the U.S. and China. Bank stocks steadied themselves on Friday, while President Donald Trump eased some of the trade concerns after saying high tariffs on China are not sustainable. Seth Seitel, New York.
Striking Boeing workers ready to sit down and talk. Shares of Boeing rose about 1% as the union, representing more than 3,200 striking workers, agreed to resume contract discussions with the U.S. plane maker starting on Monday. That strike now almost 3 months old. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. The U.S. government shutdown could shift the tip-off for a high-profile women's college basketball game next month.
Number 1 UConn season opener against number 20 Louisville at Ramstein Air Base in Germany on November 4th is in jeopardy of being moved because of the government shutdown. A person familiar with the decision told the AP that if the shutdown continues to Monday, the game will be played at a neutral site in the U.S. This would be the third time that the Armed Forces Classic was played at Ramstein and the first that featured 2 women's basketball teams. The government shutdown began October 1st when the Senate failed to advance a House-passed GOP government funding bill. I'm Geffen Coolbaugh.
Louisville has pulled off a stunning upset in college football against second-ranked Miami Hurricanes. They won at 24-21 last night, a victory that could propel the unranked Cardinals into the ranks of the top 25. More of these stories at townhall.com.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN.
Oh my goodness! Shohei Ohtani! Wow! Up and over the roof! A majestic blast!
Everything and more last night from Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. Courtesy right there, that sound from TBS, TNT Sports, HBO Max. However you wanted to watch it last night, you were able to. And if you did watch it, you may have watched, I don't think without exaggeration, you may have watched the single greatest performance we've ever seen on a baseball time.
Yeah, 100%.
Shohei Ohtani goes 6+, 10 strikeouts, only allows 2 hits.
And 0 earned.
0 earned, exactly right. Goes to the plate, goes 3 for 3 with a walk, 3 of those hits, all home runs. He put up 3 runs in that game by himself. The Brewers put up 4 runs on 19 hits in that entire series. So again, without exaggeration, are we watching the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time, Frankie?
Yeah, well, you guys say now.
What was our takeaway?
Now, if this guy can pitch at this level and the hitting comes automatically, I mean, 6 innings, 0 runs, 2 hits, as you said, 10 Ks. And then NLCS Game 4. This is your clinching game right now. You're about to sweep these guys. You could have just let it go. You should have said, you know what, I don't care. We're up 3-0. But it's not Ohtani way. I mean, that's the thing. 3 bombs. That bomb disappeared into the abyss. I mean, those guys were in shock.
469 over the roof. When I was listening to it on the radio on the way home, and exactly right, you can hear the power still in the bat on the broadcast. That was absolutely incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Rightfully
Milwaukee,
so.
I mean, what he's gonna do? Number 1 seed, 97 wins. If it wasn't for that 14-game winning streak, I mean, I don't know if they are in the playoffs right now. 14
That is a really good point right there.
I mean, that's just how it is. And I think no competition. I mean, this was a David versus Goliath matchup right now. And I think the next matchup in the World Series is going to be another David versus Goliath, whoever wins against Toronto and Seattle.
Yeah, that's going to be incredibly tough.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Rightfully so, Shohei Ohtani named NLCS MVP. Andrew, anything from last night for the boy? Possibly the GOAT?
No, Shohei is the GOAT. Like, I know old heads will still say Babe Ruth, but this is unprecedented. We've never seen.
And they mentioned that on the broadcast. They go, a Babe Ruth type game. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is an Ohtani game.
This blows anything out of. Yeah, there is nothing no one else like him on the planet. I don't know if there ever will be. In terms of being this big, this strong, that can hit this well, on top of then also go on the mound and pitch the way he does. I mean, he did that in 6 innings. What if they had let him go the full game?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the crazy part.
And at no point did it seem like he was struggling on the mound.
No.
He
wasn't even gas.
In the 6th, it was, I think he walked a guy and gave up. It was first and second, nobody out, but I think still you'd leave him out there, honestly. It doesn't
He
matter.
probably gets another 5 or 6 maybe. Like, that's the thing. He would have had it's already an all-time great, the greatest performance in baseball history. It would have just been even much more that. Yeah. I don't know if there's words to put into play what we just witnessed, other than this is the guy who should be running it for the next 5, 6, 7 years to come at this point.
Dominance is the word. Utter dominance. That's the only thing that happened last night. And it's simply like, I could give the Brewers like 2 or 3 more games. I don't think they would beat the Dodgers still.
I think he'd lose 7 straight. He would legitimately lose 7 straight.
Yes.
They look just completely putrid. And it's also one of those things that's just like, all right, we can't get this guy out at the plate. We can't hit off of this guy. What can we possibly do? There's nothing we can do as a ball club right now.
You just stand there and you just pray that it's something good. Something good might go your way. Other than that, you're 88 and out the gate. You have nothing.
Now it's one of those things like Monday morning quarterbacking or whatnot.
Sure.
If Bryce Terang takes that hit by pitch that he just last second moved out of the way,
right?
And it would have tied the game at what? That was bottom
bases
9,
loaded,
bases loaded. I don't say they come out and flip it and win the series, but at least is it more competitive? Do they maybe at least win one more? Is it a 4-2? Was there just anything in that series that was like, all right, maybe that was the turning point, or was this just simply Dodgers just taking over?
I think personally, like, the thing is, Freddie Peralta is the only guy that Milwaukee can actually rely on, and he is not even that good of an arm. This guy, the Dodgers were just picking their pitcher. These guys had to wait an hour before the game. Who's going to start on the mound? Ashby? You're going to put Ashby on the first and put Mizorowski in the second? Like, these guys.
And they were prepared for either.
Yeah. Dude, Dave Roberts is like, you know what? Let's put in Blake Snell. Let's put in Yamamoto for game 2. Glass now for game 3. Just Cy Young candidates left and right. So, I mean, it comes down, October baseball comes down to pitching and who you got out of the pen. And it was legitimately a David versus Goliath thing. You have 4 Cy Youngs, basically a singular Cy Young who already won it in Blake Snell, and 3 possible Cy Youngs in the future. So, I mean, it was just unreal, and it comes down to pitching at the end of the day, and Milwaukee didn't stand a chance.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was no way.
My analogy, and I've been kind of sitting on this for a little bit. I as of right now have not been going to the gym, but if I were to go to the gym, and you see those guys kind of getting all running around, they're doing all the things. So the Dodgers are basically getting up on the treadmill, warming up, and myself, maybe the Cubs, the Brewers, everybody else, full sprint. They're going through the elliptical. They're bench pressing. They're doing double time. So while they should be resting, they're doing push-ups and everything.
Right.
And then they get out of the gym and they're all sweaty and they're all tired and they're like, all right, guys, that was good. That was a really good workout. And they're the Dodgers still on the treadmill. They just get off as everybody else is done with their workout. And they're like, all right, it's time to play. It's time to work out. It's time to do something. That's kind of how I feel with the Dodgers right now, in the sense that they warmed up. They took 162 games to warm up to the playoffs.
Yes.
And here they are. This is the only time they've really been, all right, let's lock in. And it's been full go as of right now. It's been utter dominance from just not only just Ohtani, but just from the Dodgers itself. Those first 2 games didn't look like that Dave Roberts was going to have to go to his bullpen.
No. That's the craziest part about it, too, is that your starters are so good that if you had, like, you think about it, if Blake Snell probably could have completed that game.
Oh, yeah.
He easily
and he said
could
he
have.
wanted to.
Exactly, yeah.
But he's just like, he kind of did one of those things. You're like, you know what? He took the ball. That's fine.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do type deal.
It's just.
But in the back of his mind, he's like, I wanted that ball. He wanted to do the Scherzer thing.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not taking that. I'd rather bite your face off than have you take the ball away from me.
It's just, like you said, though, this is. The Dodgers are now that team that we've mentioned for like a lot of, you mentioned that with a lot of the great teams, right? We said it, the Bulls have said it in the 90s, like a lot of teams have done this. It's no longer we're trying to build a team for the regular season. It's like we're trying to build a team to get into the playoffs and win a championship. And that's what the Dodgers have done. It's no longer, it's like regular season, all we need is 90-plus wins around there, and we're good. We make the playoffs. We know we can dominate on anybody because of their staff front to back is just insane, from the pitching all the way to the hitters. I mean, even their bullpen. Kopech is still possibly coming back.
I mean, Sheehan is another young kid. Roki Sasaki.
Sasaki that's a guy that's going to be a starter at some point, and he's coming out here bullpen. He's saving you games as a closer. It's crazy to look at that team and go, is this a modern day murderer's row? Is this the team?
I mean, they now are comparing it to the Yankees of the aughts of the 2000s, late 90s.
I would say, it may even surpass that at this point.
But the thing is, every team could do this. There's no cap and floor. It just depends on the owner. This guy puts money on the table, just raining from trees. And he's just saying, here you go, I'm going to pay you in 2050. He's doing the smart thing, too, pushing contracts back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Every team can do this.
Are you taking a shot at the Ricketts family? Is that what you're doing?
I mean, yeah. You haven't paid a guy over $200 million.
That's fair,
in franchise history.
Yeah.
You're a 100-year-plus franchise, and you haven't paid a guy $200 million.
And that's on the father, too. That's the thing. Papa Ricketts, unfortunately, is the controller of the money. The kids have to listen to him because he has the say-so on it, and that's the sad part. Yeah. That team could be a lot better.
Yeah. And of course, speaking of the Cubs a little bit, I'm not gonna dance around. We're not gonna worry about the NLDS loss. It is whatever. I want to simply ask you that picture, the L flag. Now I'm gonna give you basically your opportunity to do your whole na boo boo, stick your head in doo-doo to the Milwaukee Brewers. Forever, that picture will live in infamy forever.
You know what else makes me mad is that they were mocking Harry Carey in the locker room, too.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, no, I did not know that.
William Contreras on his live, I think he was doing something.
And they should know better, considering they just lost Euchre.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And Euchre probably struck that bolt right at him, so you guys getting swept right now. I'm hanging out with Harry Carey up here. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. And how'd the L flag go 0-4, getting embarrassed?
Yeah.
Getting swept in the NLCS, and
I'll do my Sebastian Maniscalco.
Aren't you embarrassed? You're the number one team in the NL, and you just get swept like that to the Dodgers. I mean, I don't know. I think the Cubs fans were taking the L flag a little too personally. I think that's what it is. They have every right to deserve it. It means more to the Brewers than it means to the Cubs, because the Cubs have the Cardinals. It's us and the Cardinals. It's always will be the Cardinals. The thing is, the Brewers, they're like our little brother. They keep win every year, just by a little bit. They have these guys, Caleb Durbin, Blake Perkins, going off throughout the year. Joey Ortiz, these random schmucks that don't even deserve to be in the league. So, yeah, I mean, it means more to them than it means to us. And the L flag was well-deserved, but it came and bite you in the rear end. That's what it was.
Do you think it would have favored them differently if they used the W flag instead? Would there have been any difference?
A W flag's even more of an insult.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
That's legitimate.
That's what I was thinking.
Cubs. Yeah. That's their thing.
That would have started a fire.
Yeah, I think that would have been more of a rivalry. You just put a fire on a big wood.
Yeah.
A fire on that wood.
That heats things up, for sure.
So, now, quickly before we tip over from the NLCS to the ALCS, of course, obviously the Dodgers getting a 4-game sweep. They will be into the World Series, probably the 15th time out of the last 17 years. I don't know.
At this point.
I don't know. It's clearly an exaggeration, but it feels like that for sure. But again, obviously, before we get to the ALCS, I want to ask you just a little bit on the Cubs and your side. What are we doing with Kyle Tucker? Simply, what are we doing with Kyle Tucker? Because a lot of people are also speculating that you either take the chance on him or, the opportunity to take that money, flip it into PCA, flip it into Cade Horton, or just the question also lingering of, does Kyle even want to be here?
That's the thing.
Does he want to be here? Because if you look at his split, if you look at his stats, if you look at some home runs, of his 22 home runs, only 15 were on the road.
Yeah.
Did not play horribly at Wrigley.
Did not play very well. Did not hit very well. Playing his defense was meh in Wrigley.
It was.
What are your expectations? Do you want Kyle Tucker back in a Cub uniform?
I think you got to have someone in right. That's the thing. I don't know. Owen Casey. I don't know if he's going to be that guy, if you can trust him. That's the thing. This guy, he still hit for almost 30 homers and drove in almost 100. What was it, 80 ribbies, I think, this year, while still being hurt since June with his thumb or whatever it was.
His thumb, he got hit on the leg. His knee was bothering him.
And they didn't announce it. They made Cubs fans think that this guy's he's awful. Kyle Tucker isn't the real Kyle Tucker.
Right.
They made him play throughout 2 months. with an injury. I mean, come on, that's awful too. You got to take that into consideration. But I think you got maybe Cody Bellinger might be taking him back, a former Cub. He's on the market. If you get rid of Kyle Tucker, I think Owen Casey and Alcantara are not going to be the answer in right field for the Cubbies. You got PCA and Happ for sure as a lock, but you need someone right, especially in Wrigley. I mean, this guy hates playing in Wrigley, as you said. Fielding was awful, and his only hitting 15, you said, the homers?
He had 15 on the road.
On the road, so
he
the
only
rest
had,
was
what,
at home.
Seven
at home, yeah. So he didn't like Wrigley at all. So it's a tough environment to play in his own right. So, I mean, yeah, you got to have someone right. Cody Bellinger is up there. Schwarber, I heard, but he doesn't play the field. So I would like Kyle Tucker back because the lineup looked hot at the beginning of the year, and towards the end it didn't, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind if they let him go another direction, honestly.
Any thoughts on Kyle Tucker there, Andrew?
I mean, it really just comes down to, are you going to be willing to pay like the price tag? And right now, that price tag is ranging, seems like anywhere between, I've heard the least being like $350 to the highest being $550. Yeah. Like, it's such a, and that's the weird thing is like how he played this year. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you've seen him play so much more to the caliber of a top player. And you figure you get him in a team with a strong lineup. And the Cubs have a good lineup. They have a strong lineup. And I think you get him in there and you keep him healthy, like you said, Frankie. I think he performs a heck of a lot better, but like you said, though, Nick, too, does he want to be there? Like when he was asked that question, he kind of, he gives the cover answer of, well, we'll see. But it definitely comes off as kind of like, I mean, it doesn't feel like he really wants to be a part of this franchise. Maybe that's because he knows they're not going to pay him. Maybe he knows that he has other plans to go elsewhere. And wherever that may be, best of luck to him, I guess. Maybe the Cubs can get it done. If that's the case, then the Cubs need to go out and just hammer the bullpen with money. Go out and find an outfielder that can solidify that spot. Maybe get Schwarber for your DH potentially. I mean, I know you've got Suzuki.
Right, I guess he could be in right.
I mean, it's the thing. It's like it's a matter of now looking at that team, looking at the roster and saying, who can we move in where? Who do we think fits best where? Do we think guys can maybe shift over to another position so we can make room to bring in these other guys? Because it's really going to come down to when it's time for in the clutch, you need those guys to step up. And it's good to see guys like Bush and all those other dudes come in, but you need more. You need a little bit more to get there.
That's the thing. Then you have to retract to the money. Are they willing to spend?
Yes.
That's the thing. $200 million. They haven't paid a guy $200 million yet in franchise history. Like that's the thing. Kyle Tucker's going to ask for $400 maybe, and Schwarber's definitely going to ask for way more. He just had 50 bombs this year. Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. Are you willing to spend that money, Rick? That's what's going to come down.
Don't use incentives either in the contract. We've seen that before. It don't work.
Obviously, in comparison, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. just signed his extension, $500 million in total in 14 years. So it's just a matter of is that comparable? And now he's waking up in this ALCS, which is great to see for sure. He's hitting. He's seeing the ball as like a beach ball.
I was gonna say the ball is his, and he is just playing with it at this point.
Quickly, one more thing before we can wrap up on the Cubs and get into the ALCS. What should be the priority moving forward for the Cubs in terms of looking for talent? Are we more focused on the pitching side or the hitting side? Because obviously, guys that are more, I'd argue that this may have been the number one defense in the league. So, in terms of kind of worrying about, let's make the priority. The priority should be either hitting or pitching for one of these two. What are your, as the Cub fan, what are your?
Gotta be an arm. It's gotta be an arm, 100%. That was the weakness in this NLDS that we saw. You couldn't even rely on Shota Imanaga in a Game 5 situation. So that's the thing. You need an arm. Kate Horton might be that guy, but it might, if they get rid of Shota. I mean, honestly, if Shota's another name out there, he might just get rid of his contract. Opt out of his contract.
That was gonna be another one I could kind of pepper you with too, like what to do with Shota.
This guy just gave up 23 bombs. He's leading. He's in first by 6 bombs since the All-Star break. He gave up 23 homers since the All-Star break. I mean, you're not, and you can't rely on him in Game 5 situation. That's what makes me so mad.
I don't think he's a starter.
He's not.
I think he could be a closer. I think he's got closer. Like, you put him in for that last inning or two, I think he works. It's when you start getting into 4, 5, 6, all of a sudden that's when you start to see him give up stuff. Like, you put him in for that inning or two, I think it's there. But
if he was on Tampa, he would be a great opener. Get 2 or 3 innings out of him every time.
But if he's a closer, he has to cut off on the homers. That's the thing. Like, if he has to become a closer, he has to cut off on the homers. There's no way. It's not
off
baseball,
the breaking
man.
ball.
You cannot live off the splitter that he has.
Yeah, absolutely.
That fastball is not like the
it kills
is
him
catching
every
up.
time. Every time, it's always in that deep corner where everyone just rakes it over the top. And as an older pitcher too, you have to start to learn how to use your breaking ball a whole lot more. That's just facts for baseball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, take a look at Zach Greinke. He is the godfather of I need to change everything up. Oh, I can't really throw a fastball. I'd rather just throw a 49-mile-an-hour changeup right by you.
Exactly.
Who cares? To make you look even dumber than you would throw a 99 past you.
So I would say the pitching more often than the hitting.
100%.
I think the hitting will come. Just the pitching is more. That's October baseball, as I said. Like just pitching. Need pitching.
And for what it's worth, it was just kind of looking back. A lot of guys kind of offensively got into a lot of slumps all at the same time. So, PCA and Kyle Tucker, Seiya
all was on pace for like 150 ribbies. He was being the biggest snub in All-Star, I think, history.
It could have been at the time, honestly, for sure.
Yeah. So
no, that's kind of where I was getting at. Just like, of course you can add a big bat like Schwarber and whatnot, but it was just unfortunate timing for a couple of the offensive guys. So definitely a case there. Let's hop over quickly to the ALCS last night, Game 5. Pivotal Game 5. What a game.
Jeez.
Talking about guys that were traded for or looking to get after. Eugenio Suarez finally wakes up and has a 2-home run game, including that go-ahead grand slam in the bottom of the 8th to go ahead, go up 6-2 in that game.
Apple tackle.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Adding on to that, Cal Raleigh had the other home run that had all 6 runs in total. Was there any big takeaways from that Game 5? Well, anything from this series as it's been, other than last night, both road teams getting both of the wins on there, and then up until yesterday's Game 5.
This is such a fun matchup to watch.
Oh yeah,
because it's absolute dominance at the plate from the Toronto side of things, and then all of a sudden it's anybody who steps on the mound for the Mariners. Yeah. They just have absolute control of I'm going to put it where I want, and you're not going to hit it. Except for Vlad. Vlad is right. After
Vlad's
this,
just a different animal.
Yeah, he is. There's more to him. I say this. There's more in him than I think there was in his father, and I know that's saying something. He is. I think he's going to go above and beyond what his father can do. Hopefully, he can do it with Toronto because that's the team I'm picking now. So that's the team I'm riding with, and I think watching this game though, especially when George Springer gets hit and he's out, that changes the dynamic for everything because that's your number 2 going down, and once that happens, because I would love if Bo Bichette had been there, but he's been injured all season long, and not being on the roster all of a sudden and not being healthy for it, that takes another piece of your firepower out. So once Springer went down, I'm like, this is going to be, and then obviously after Suarez hit the bomb, I was like, well, this is kind of their game. So now you just have to hope that you can survive into Game 6 and take it to Game 7 at this point. It's going to be tough because Seattle is resilient.
Yeah.
They know when to step up at the right moment.
That's what I was going to ask you. Game 6, are we looking at Seattle taking it home, or do you think Toronto has the juice to go and make it a Game 7 there, Frankie?
The thing is, I'm going to go the opposite. I don't think Seattle's going to. I think Seattle, I'm going to go a different way. I think Seattle has a better shot against the Dodgers if they were to win this.
Okay.
So, because starting pitching, I think, because they have a great starting pitcher in Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Woo's healthy again. Miller just pitched last night. So, I mean, the thing is, like I said, pitching is a big factor in October baseball. So I think these guys, if they were to win, they would give the Dodgers more of a run for their money than Toronto has because they're pitching. Kevin Gausman, Vladdy's a great bat, of course, but their 1 through 9 isn't that. I mean, the bottom of the order isn't that great. Lucas, Ernie Clement, all those guys. These guys are big names. 1 through 9 in
Alejandro
Seattle.
Kirk, baby.
Alejandro Kirk's a beast.
Yeah,
I forgot about him. I forgot about him.
Kirk 30. I love him.
But I'm saying, for Seattle, 1 through 9, they could all hit bombs. They all have power. Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor that they just picked up. Cal Riley's, he's just an animal. Best catcher, I think. Best catcher in season I've ever seen in my life. So
Rosarena has been an underrated kind of get too.
Rosarena, that's another guy.
People forget he's on the roster.
And even on a couple arms that I haven't really even seen, like Brian Wu still on the show.
Yeah.
In terms of who can maybe keep up pitching wise, I think it definitely is the Seattle Mariners. However, in terms of storyline and making angles out of these things, if Toronto did play the Dodgers, man, oh man, are they going to play up that Shohei Ohtani? Could have been a Blue Jay.
100%.
Oh, they were going to play that and talk about that till the cows come home.
100%. That is going to be a somehow built-in rivalry for the fact that, well, you know, everybody was convinced, like, Toronto feels like it's going to be the favorite, and it's like, really, is it? Because the Dodgers always felt like they were ahead no matter what.
Not the same amount of juice and same amount of like feeling of it, but weren't the Mariners also somewhat?
They were kind of in play because Ohtani? Again, Ohtani, Ichiro have a friendship with one another. Ohtani had, I think it was he had spoken with Ichiro about
that. Just the physical distance from Seattle to Japan isn't very far away.
No, it's not. It's.
I know the world's flat, so it's a little.
I know. I think it's like a little bit quicker of a trip.
Jokes.
Yeah, it's jokes. But it's that whole like connection. So either way, it's there. It's just a matter of I think no matter what, he made the right choice.
Okay.
He made the right choice. He made the decision that counted for something, because had it been Seattle, had it been Toronto, maybe, but you can see there's a commitment to excellence that comes out of the Dodgers.
Do you imagine an Ohtani at the Ohtani Vladdy like back to my God, in that same lineup, dude? Oh my Lord,
that'd be amazing. That ballpark would be filled. Toronto would be jumping for joy.
Souvenirs for everybody in the bleachers.
Absolutely.
Well, Game 6 of the ALCS coming up tomorrow. Going to be in Toronto. Game 6, that'll be, again, maybe that'll determine who gets into the World Series. That game right there, of course.
We'll
Seattle has the opportunity to close the door.
Come on,
and we will do so. Well, when we come back, we got a little Bulls action. We got some Hawks to potentially talk about, and then we're going to spin a wheel. WRMN 1410.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
Fitting in shouldn't be hard, whether in life, on the court, or in the classroom. At Elgin Community College, you could find your place alongside those expanding their horizons, exploring rewarding careers, and achieving their dreams. A place for doers, thinkers, and believers. At ECC, we see you, we believe in you, and you'll fit right in. Learn more at elgin.edu/belong.
And welcome in, everybody. WRMN 1410 on the rise, invaded by Blow the Whistle right here. Ready to rock and roll. As we see, as I mentioned earlier, you can call in at 847-931-1410, and sure enough, someone is on the line. So it's gonna be a little bit of an intro right here. So let's see. Hello, WRMN 1410. Who is this? Hello? Anybody?
False caller.
Hello?
False caller.
All right. Well, nobody. So we're going to go ahead and get you out of here. All right.
He gone.
That's okay. Well, that's what happens here, folks. If you want to call in or call back again, 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410. Or just get up on the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Hop on in, guys and gals. Guys, I just want to say, first off, this has been absolutely fantastic. It's so much fun this morning. Thank you for joining me in.
Absolutely,
today.
man. Thank you so much for asking us in.
Again, shout out to the boys who are usually here, Mike Napolitano and Dalton Cooper. We'll be back next week. Don't worry. We'll be back in the usual swing of things. But quickly, let's go. Let's talk a little basketball, get a little hockey in there. And then, like I said, I had this fun little spin the wheel and talk about, kind of smaller end aspects that, we couldn't go full 15 minutes on type deal. So let's do that. So quickly, got some Bulls news. What a head scratcher yesterday. As you're looking at your phone, you're like, oh boy, Mac McClung, sign of the Bulls. I can't wait to see him. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe sign. Maybe we're probably going to see him more in Hoffman Estates.
Yes.
And then 3 hours later, that all went away as he was then waived by the Bulls once again. So quickly, I did have a little. Actually, I had it open, but it no longer was. Basically an explanation of why the Bulls would have done that or what even happened. Because again, everyone's probably speculating every which way. Like, oh, he's only signed for 3 hours. Like, did he say something? Did they look into his background? Did Orlando overlook something these past 5 years?
You just looked around and went, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly that too. Or, simply what it was is exactly that. Just some business side of things. The Chicago Bulls just wanted to sign him. Unfortunately, waive him just because there's kind of not really a ton of open spots on the roster for him. But however, with that simple signing of just a measly 3 hours, that gives the Chicago Bulls his G League rights. So if anyone is going to first negotiate with Mac McClung, it's going to be the Chicago Bulls now.
Okay.
So any thoughts, questions, concerns about Mac McClung somehow maybe seeing him in Hoffman Estates over as a Windy City Bull?
It's cool for the dunk contest, and it's cool for the Windy City fans, for sure.
The savior of the dunk contest. He saved it to 3 straight.
As we know, NBA champion, NBA dunk contest winner 3 times?
3 straight.
3 times.
Consecutive.
Also, last year's G League MVP, he averaged 24 points on the nose, around 5 assists, right around 4 rebounds. So
he's a player. He's a baller. He can do it. It's just
you just got to give him time.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to wait for him to work a little bit more before he gets to that. And he's probably never going to make it to the pinnacle of the NBA, the top of the echelon. But as a rotational guy that can come off the bench, that can hit some threes and drive the ball down the basket on a fast break, which kind of seems to be the MO right now for what the Bulls are trying to go with. Yeah. He kind of makes sense. Like, he kind of fits that role of a guy that can push the ball down the court, make the open pass, get a lob out there, or maybe even be the lob guy. Like, he's vertical's incredible with him.
Yeah. I think he could be a perfect mix with AO and Cole Kobe. I mean, maybe if those two need a break, Mac McClung could step in and fill in that role, taking the ball up the court. So yeah, it was cool while it lasted for the 3 hours. I mean, it was cool. I saw my phone. I was like, yes, dude. I
was texting my buddies. I'm like, it just doesn't matter. Put up, retire McClung's number next to Jordan and Rose eventually too.
Yeah,
he lasted longer, I think, than Carmelo Anthony did as a Hawk or whatever.
Oh yeah, man,
that's true. That is very true.
Although Carmelo got a jersey out of it, at least for the most part. So I guess there was something there.
Like I said, I think soon enough the negotiations will come to be, and I think. I think Mac McClung would prefer to be a Chicago Bull.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool.
I think it's just a matter of trying to figure out your roster right now for the main guys, and then eventually you'll kick it down to the G League and say, all right, who can we kind of let go to get this kid in here? Because for the G League, at least, for a developmental chance, that's somebody you want.
Yeah, it's a young team too. The Bulls are a young team, so they're still developing too. So he would be. I think he would be perfect in the little swing of things. Yeah,
I believe, like I mentioned, no current roster spot basically open for him. There's 15 contracted players on top of 3 two-way players already for the Bulls right now.
Yes.
So getting some playing time is going to be a little tough. However, again, if it's anybody that could end up stepping above and getting some minutes, is probably going to be Mac McClung. So, also a second wave. You're going to have to help me on this last name. I think you
Yuki Kawamura.
Yeah, thank you.
He was another two-way contract that actually got released. So
he was got a little bit of the memes online because he was kind of like he was a smaller guy.
5'9", you said?
Yeah,
I said 5'8". 5'9".
So. ESPN's got him listed at 5'7".
Oh, wow.
I've heard him listed as high as 5'9".
Okay.
All I know is that this guy has incredible handles, and he's got a heck of a jump shot, and Julian Newman should be learning something from this guy as a short king that can make it happen. Just saying, dude. Like,
heights are so rigged, dude. In the NBA, I mean, just put the right height in there, man.
Well, apparently, Wembanyama grew another 2 inches this year.
Yes, exactly. He's 7'4", 7'5". He can still handle the ball, which is nuts.
How is he still got? What more? How many
he's
more
19.
inches you got, dude? I mean,
he's not going to stop till he's 25, which means he might be 8 feet tall by the time he's at his peak.
And apparently, Grady Dick also grew an inch too. So
yeah, he did. He's 6'7".
Phallus related memes were also made mention of. Yes, exactly. But exactly right. You see all these guys. It just simply for a young team that is the Bulls, and we keep seeing, our guy Modest Bazilis getting a ton of highlights thrown up on the social media.
He's all over Instagram. He's all over.
It's the footwork. It is the pump fake. It's just the smooth transitions. Him getting to the basket just seems so effortless right now.
The Euro step, the jump shot, the defense too. His ability to go get up in there and get a block.
That's the most important thing because nobody plays it nowadays. So
that's always an inkling. That's always in the back of the mind with some of these guys. Some of these. The old heads are like, these European players, they don't play defense ever.
They do.
They're hunting it
Keep
down.
in mind, he's a Chicago guy too. On top of being a European player, he knows about how to play strong ball.
I've witnessed his younger brother play at Hinsdale Central.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it. Vince, right?
Yeah. And they went ahead and won their whole tournament that they had, the Hinsdale Central Classic that they host every single year. Watching his younger brother play, I don't want to sit here and say almost like, copy paste, but you see that mentality both in him and in Modest, where I could give this kid the ball and I could trust him to go win the game. I can give this kid the ball and just lead this offense. He's got that firepower. He's got that leadership mentality. So hopefully he can transition not only to Modest, but also maybe to his younger brother.
No, 100%.
And if we're ever sorry to keep interrupting, but it's almost like we see the three brothers, the three Antetokounmpos.
Oh, dude, they're Antetokounmpos. You just signed Alex. Antetokounmpo. How many more we got, dude?
Do we see the same thing with maybe the Bulls? We're getting the Bazelis brothers.
Honestly, his brother is, like you said, it's that thing where watching him down the court. It was not the tournament. It was another game. I'm watching his brother, and he's clapping for the ball. He wants it every time, and that's what I see with Modest. Modest is, I want the ball. I want the shot at the end of the game. And that's what the Bulls are looking for. Like, we were just talking about it. Like, they don't have a bona fide. This could be your bona fide star. This could be your piece to say, we're building around it. We have a foundation. Now let's start adding around him to take a roster out there and maybe try to win something.
He said himself that he wants to be the face of the Bulls. Like, he wants to be that guy for the Bulls, and I love it. It's, like you say, if it's the same mentality as his brother, which I'm
bring them all in.
Give me the ball. Let me do something with it. And Noah Senge is another guy, too. Noah Senge, I mean, I don't know. You take now the controversy is Derek Queen from Maryland was up there.
Yeah.
And he went to pick right after. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this Frenchman develops.
Fast.
He's so fast, yes.
They are a transition. This is going to be one of the faster teams out there, and this may play to their advantage, which I don't know what it is, but it's Chicago. But some reason when they transition to speed, championships seem to come. Ask the Blackhawks.
There was a huge uptick in that. I think that for that staff for the Bulls, if they didn't, I feel like they may have led the league in something like that in terms of just
transition scoring,
transition, just something along those lines. It's they're moving fast while maybe not the best shooting percentage. They're at least getting the shots up.
Yeah, they're going to need 3-point shooters down the line here for sure. But for what they have right now, I think it's doable to work with if they want to make moves at the deadline or before then to even add some pieces. It's possible. I think it's going to take the first 20 games or so, 30 games or so to kind of see where they're at. To kind of say, okay, are we above 500? Are we 500? Where are we at? So we can kind of see what the next steps are going into this season.
Yeah. Absolutely. Any other quick final thoughts on the Bulls? I was going to transition into the Blackhawks. Maybe just a way too early prediction for the season.
They play this Wednesday against Detroit opening night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean, we got the season, the regular season creeping up right around now.
I expect another play-in tournament, play-in playoff spot. I mean, that's just. I expect another one like that. They're a young team, as we said. They still need to develop. They got guys. We'll see how Noah Senge develops in his rookie year. Hopefully, he could be the guy with Modest. So, yeah, I don't know. The future is not really, it's starting to build. But
it's got legs.
Yes,
let's say that. It's got legs.
That's a good one.
I'll say I'm in Frankie playing tournament to make again, which is sad to say. I'll give this. I think Buzelis is a guy who could be up there for most improved player of the year.
I like that.
I think he's going to just take, what was he averaging, 12 points last year, I think? Yeah. Per 30 minutes or whatever, or per 60. He was averaging almost 20 points a game. Oh, wow. So I think there's a good shot that he could just take that next level and start emerging as one of those young stars. This is a guy that I think that can be a 25, 8-5 kind of guy.
And he was coming off the bench last year, too.
Exactly, It's not even starting.
If he's starting rotation, if it's starting 5, now
Get
you got
Patrick Williams out of there.
Yeah. Patrick Williams, please.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Oh, my Lord.
And in all honesty, it's between that and, again, just young. He can still grow.
Yes.
Whether it's not, maybe he's not going to grow.
6'9" and he's 21.
Exactly. Well, it may not grow another couple inches and whatnot, but just in terms of bulking up, getting bigger, getting more acquainted with the league and the physicality of it. Yeah. That's going to be definitely the goal for sure for Mize throughout the season. It's exactly that. Whether maybe not. Doesn't have to drop 40 and 50 and have that game. But if he plays a full season and it's nothing but consistency and he's an X factor each and every night, that should be the goal for Matas. And again, just transition him into just being, hey, he's our number one pick. Now he's just our number one star. He's our guy. Where, again, we're kind of teeter-tottering of, is Kobe White going to be our star? Is Kobe White going to lead us into the
after last year towards the end? He looked really good. I mean, that's the thing too. This guy's a value. Do you get someone for him, or do you keep him and expect to do something with him? Something for. That's the thing. I don't know. I think it's a perfect opportunity to get rid of him, honestly, because that's another thing. You get pieces for
trade
him.
High if he has a really very quick, easy, very good beginning of the season in my mind. Because I don't want to say the book is out on Kobe White, but you're either getting a really, really hot Kobe White and he's going 40 and giving you 11 assists that night and probably still putting up
5 threes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly right. Where he's going just 5 for 5 from beyond the arc, or you're getting an absolutely cold night where he's only getting maybe 10 points, maybe really only facilitating a little bit. So you've seen both ends. And it doesn't. In all honesty, I don't want to say it's kind of there's no black or white or anything. Maybe there's some gray in the middle, but it doesn't really seem like you get those in between games. You're either getting a really red hot Kobe White or you're getting a very cold Kobe.
And it's an odd guy to have. I'd rather have a guy that's more consistent than that. So that's a thing. It's a weird. His playing style is weird. Yeah, he doesn't have hot days and cold days. So do you rely on him in certain situations? I mean, I don't know. You have to because he's taking the ball up the court. So
especially with this backcourt too, it's so full. They have so many guards on this team, and all of them can play to some extent. But like you said, Nick, it's going to come down to a matter of consistency. healthy. Can he, too, also stay on a steady level of three-point scoring, transition down the court? Get a guy. He doesn't need to be the defensive guy. No. It's fine. Just be the offensive weapon that you can kick the ball out to, and he can hit that jumper, hit the three, and give you another extra couple points on the board. Yeah. Like, that's going to be a big role for him.
Absolutely. Before we get into our little fun spin the wheel game, I just want to quickly talk about the Blackhawks. Not going to recap any games or big moves, but it was looking good. That 8-3 win over the Blues.
That was huge.
That was nice. That was awesome to see.
Yeah.
But if there was a big headliner, I believe still Nick Foligno. Thank you. Team captain is still. He's going to leave for a little bit. He's going to be on absence. His daughter's having heart surgery.
Yes.
Prayers up for
yes,
absolutely.
exactly. Right. Praying for a successful surgery, but again, unfortunate that he has to leave just in any sort of exactly. Any quick thoughts on just the Hawks right now? Or
Bedard and Nazar look good. They just extended Nazar too. Frankie Nazar looks like he's looking like a stud. They believe in him. He's going to be somebody. And Bedard just having full control of that team, full control of the ice. I mean, he is a stud in the making. And first overall pick, definitely hit for the Hawks.
Yes, 100%.
So hopefully they can build a team around him and keep going on the first line. He's been doing great on the first line.
Yeah, this is what they needed. They needed somebody to come in and it's either bring somebody in, which was like the Mitch Marner thing of like, well, can we bring him in and possibly help Bedard and make him happy? I think Nazar is going to make Bedard very happy as somebody he can feed the puck to, and I'll also count on to be another weapon that can kind of balance it out where he's like, I can get my opening shots because they're going to start worrying about him, and then if they start focusing on me, I know I can kick it out to him. Like there's an automatic goal I think coming with Nazar and Bedard. I think
that and the goalies too. My God, Spencer Knight has been unbelievable. Spencer Knight's been unbelievable, and Soderblom. If he could stay consistent,
finally,
these two goalies,
finally.
Oh my God, if Spencer Knight plays how he did against St. Louis. And yesterday actually too against who they play Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, Vancouver. Yeah.
And Spencer not Spencer. Arvidas Soderblom just keeps consistently going. I mean, you call your grandma, the Hawks are back, dude. That's what they say. That's what they say. And we can see a little the future of the Hawks being bright.
Yeah, I'm not the big hockey guy or anything by any means, but I got Knight finishing probably as a top 10 goalie right now.
The beast.
The guy can stand on his head and make amazing stops. It's incredible.
Yeah. Don't worry, we usually got our hockey guys. That's of course Mike and Dalton do a fantastic job. Well, I kind of just let them go, and I just kind of sit here, basically in the penalty box as it's rightfully so. Let the pros know what they're talking. They know what they're talking about. Yeah. Exactly right. So if we're ready to have some fun,
let's do it.
Let's spin this wheel.
Yeah.
I got some topics. I got some things that exactly right where maybe you shouldn't have lingered on too long, but definitely worth mentioning. Get some hot takes on a couple things. So let's spin a wheel. Let the wheel decide what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gonna let the wheel decide what we talk about today. So let's spin it around.
Oh, it's solid.
I know. Yeah, I like it.
Get a little professional here. I like that too.
I like it.
So I'm going to go with, this is number 7. So what's the 7th one that on mine end? All right. This is going to be more up our alley there, Frankie.
Nice.
So with the WWE now using AI.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
We already
transitioning from the sports to the sports entertainment realm.
I think I heard this talk before.
Yep, we were talking about this yesterday on Bad Karma Wrestling, folks. Bad Karma Wrestling. You can always check us out there on the Bad Karma Wrestling page on YouTube. The WWE now using AI. What storyline would you have the AI bot rewrite from any point in WWE history? What would you have them rewrite?
Wow, this is loaded.
I think there's a layup in my mind, and maybe it's a kind of recency bias. I was going to just say the original invasion angle. Ooh. The original invasion angle.
WCW invading.
WCW, ECW invading WWF back in the early 2000s.
If WCW would have lifted that garage and we'll put them on their television, WCW ratings went through the roof, dude, because Nash and Scott Hall were on the other side.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, okay, I like that one. I just stole you. I don't know. I can't really think of a storyline
that's a good one.
Off the top of my head. I mean, the Bloodline, if anything, with the Bloodline storyline, rewriting it, I mean,
you could probably have something more interesting in that
something, I mean,
maybe
that's a good one.
My one might be the John Cena heel turn. In terms of just not the heel turn itself, but what came afterwards, because I did, looking back on it now, definitely obviously the heel turn is one of the most amazing moments in wrestling history by far, but everything that followed after it just very much kind of felt like, it was like a very weird roller coaster.
That you would use it to rewrite that, as some are now afraid that Grok is going to have to write the John Cena's retirement match. So some are very, very upset about that. Let's go ahead.
I like that one. That's a good one, though.
That was a good one.
WCW. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
You know what? I might put that in Chat GPT sometime to see what it says.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Let's see.
Laziness, though. That's
Let's
laziness.
see.
Yes, absolutely.
This one's fun. Number 12. I know the numbers don't really mean anything for you guys, but
it's fine.
In terms of me, my last one that I have right here. Let's blind rank these 6 potential NFL head coaching spots.
Okay.
That could be opening up come the end of the season. Okay. How about this? All right. So get mentally just prepare your 1 through 6. You guys can just shout it out. You don't need the.
It's a blind ranking too, right?
Blind ranking.
You can't change it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
How about let's go with the obvious one? Tennessee Titans. Brian Callahan fired. Tennessee Titans 1 through 6. Where would you have that?
For me, it's going to be. We're doing 1 through 6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that right at 3.
Okay, right in the middle.
A young quarterback, if you get the right coach, Cam Ward can't strive. You've seen flashes of him too. So I think if you have the right coach for him, I think he could do something. Need weapons to throw to though.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it at 4.
Okay.
I mean, again, I know we're kind of sticking it like in the middle and that kind of area, but yeah,
it's a safe thing to do when these blind rankings. I do the exact same thing with any of them.
It's the young quarterback. There's a lack of weapons obviously on that team, and the defense is so whatever. And if they keep Jeffrey Simmons right now, it still looks very attractive. If he does go, in fact, before the deadline, that probably moves down the list for sure.
Your one this week is Tyler Lockett.
So you got 3. You got 4. How about the Arizona Cardinals?
Gannon getting fired?
I don't think he's getting fired necessarily. Just kind of maybe on the way.
He could be under fire.
We'll see.
I think the Cardinals are more of a lost cause than the Titans. Because Kyler Murray has not.
What would be more ideal, the head coaching spot with, Kyler Murray, young Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go 4. It's right under the Titans, I think, yeah.
I may say I'm going to go 5 with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say 5. Just because you don't know what the future is going to be like right now with this team. Yeah. There's money invested all over the place, and nothing feels secure.
How about the Dolphins, Miami?
Oh, my
Mike McDaniel definitely on the way out.
That's the 6 for me, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's the 6 for me, dude.
Okay.
There is nothing brewing. Tua turn the ball over is not the answer. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill goes down, out for the year. Jalen Waddle is your one. I mean, he's a decent piece that you could trade, but I don't know if there's any future for the Dolphins. I mean,
so you got your bottom half all done. I got 3, 4, and 6.
3, 4, and 6.
You need 5, 1, and 2.
I might put this at 3.
Okay.
And it's just based off of kind of what you were saying, Frankie. Just there are pieces that you can sell off, get the draft picks, and restart all over again kind of thing. So if you're a coach that wants to kind of have a bit more say-so, this is your shot.
Gotcha.
As the team stands right now, it would probably be at 6. But you start moving pieces, I think it becomes more attractive because as a coach, you get to pick the players that you want for your roster.
Gotcha. Quickly, 3 more. I got New Orleans. Where would we throw New Orleans if that spot just opened up?
I would put that at 6.
A 5. That's my 5.
Okay.
I think that would be perfect right there. I think, Spencer Rattler, young guy, you have young guys. So, I mean, I don't know. I think New Orleans is going to be tough. Kellen Moore's got a stronghold over there. So.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Oh, my God. You just tossed.
That's my 2.
That's your 2?
Yeah, that'd be my 2. Actually, it might actually turn into my 1, maybe.
Okay.
I could turn this into a 2, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that would leave just your number 1 spot and your number 2 spot open correctly for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a perfect one. Wow.
I was saving for that one.
Those 2 are interchangeable because with the Giants, it feels like they've got a lot of offense and some defense. With the Browns, it's all defense and some offense. I mean, it's one or the other, but it feels like there's components there that are perfect for your franchise to start having the build towards something successful.
Give Shedeur a snap, see how he is. Honestly, that's why I think you never know. That's why that Browns job is a little interesting because he's got Dylan Gabriel and him.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the Giants, Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dye are the real deal. So hopefully,
there we go. I like that. Let's spin around and see what we got next. We got about another minute or so. We can squeeze in 1 or 2 more.
Let's do it.
Let's go with number 8. This one's actually This one's good too. So a little bit extra notes.
It's a Clash Royale.
What is the more what is the more impressive on this day in history stat?
All right.
So on this day in 1930, Joseph Sylvester becomes the first jockey to win 7 races in one day.
Wow.
7 races in one day.
Holy cow.
1930. 1974, Chicago Bull Nate Thurman, in his debut with the Bulls, becomes the first player to compete a quadruple double. He recorded 22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 blocks. And finally, right here, 1977, Reggie Jackson hits 3 consecutive home runs in the World Series, tying Babe Ruth. Yankees would end up beating the Dodgers 8-4, and then they would eventually win the World Series in a 4-2 win. He would become the series MVP.
I know which one I'm not picking, man.
So
Nate
Thurman's
got to be the one that's off. I mean, he's a Golden State Warrior. He's not even a Bull. I didn't know he was a Bull, honestly. If you be honest, he's a Golden.
He's one of those guys I definitely note as one of the great Bulls.
I just remember him from his hairline in 2K.
I'm leaning Reggie Jackson.
As somebody who's ridden a horse, that can be tough.
That can be tough.
If you got to do it 7 times in a day,
and you won 7,
you are walking like a cowboy.
I mean,
that's fair. You're racing. Like it's not just like I'm riding the horse. You are racing that horse.
It hurts.
Yeah.
One more before we get out of here, guys. Let's do it. One more. Hip Hop, the 76ers old school mascot, is going to be at select games this year.
Nice.
Does he perform at more games than Paul George plays?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 1,000% Paul.
Paul George, just work on your podcast, dude. Call it a career.
Hang the shoes up, buddy.
Guys, this was so much fun. This was absolutely fantastic. On the Rise, completed here today. Nick Johnson, Andrew Valentin, Frankie Oliveira, of course. You can check us out every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Blow the Whistle on Sportstown Chicago. We got X-Bomb Sports over here as well. Bad Karma Wrestling. But again, check out everything that is WRMN 1410, the talk of the town.
Tune in to Big Talk